Hey everyone, Joe Concepcion, the Heartland Defender here. Let's talk about funny war stories. But first, a word in support of all the public defenders out there. I know you're out there, there's several of you in my feed. I'm sure there's a ton of you out there that I don't even know about. You're out there doing the work that's keeping the backbone of this system as straight as possible. You're underpaid, you're way underappreciated, especially by the people that should appreciate you most. And it's your efforts that keep this system humming along even on its worst day. So thank you to all the public defenders out there. I really enjoyed my time as a public defender, and I know most of you are out there busting your asses trying to serve your clients as best as possible. To you non-lawyers out there, I hope none of you actually need to hear this, but your public defender is an attorney. They didn't go from law school to the PD's office without passing the bar. PD's office is not a training ground for wannabe attorneys. PDs are attorneys. If you qualify for the public defender, and especially if you don't have a bunch of money to throw around, trust your PD. They are trained attorneys, are not public pretenders or public offenders or whatever their other bullshit names come up for them. They're good attorneys. There may be times that you want to hire an attorney and that may be a better idea than having a public defender. There are reasons for that. We'll go into that in another video. But if you have the PD, you've got an attorney for $50 or 100 or whatever your state or locality charges for the PD. They are real attorneys. They usually know the system better than any of the other attorneys in there because they are in there day in, day out, and they are the ones busting their ass at trial every single month. So trust your PD. I think it was my first year as a public defender. I ran away from Miami and started practicing in Sebring. I love the small town feel of it. I enjoyed the change of pace. And being a public defender in Sebring was actually a lot of fun. The problem is, not only were we dealing with the whole public pretender crap, we were also dealing with the idea of being a small town lawyer. And what happens is people from Miami that are going to Disney World that are too fucking cheap to go on the turnpike are going to come up US 27. And when they hit Sebring or Lake Placid or any of these other little towns, they're going to blast through town and they're going to get caught on a speeding ticket. Now, if you're from Miami or you know anything about the way things work in Miami, you can get 10, 11, 12 DWSRs and walk into court and get fine and court costs. Or at least it used to be that way in the early 2000s. Not in Highlands County. In Highlands County, we had to deal with Judge Shinholzer's guidelines. Judge Shinholzer's guidelines were for every single misdemeanor you had, 30 days in jail. God forbid you have any felonies, that's 60 days in jail. So if you've got 10 DWSRs, Judge Shinholzer was not going to accept anything less than 300 days. And it went on like this, on and on for months, watching people from Miami go up there and they'd want to enter a plea. And we'd step in as a friend of the court and say, no, 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 this is not what you want to do. Fucking trust me on this. Oh, no, you're just some sort of small town attorney. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I grew up in Miami. I'm here by choice. But okay, you do what you need to do. And they'd go up there, they'd plead their happy ass guilty to Judge Shinholzer, who would sentence them to 300 or 330 or 364 days. And then they turn around and come to me and my cohort and ask us, what? Can I appeal? And I just sit there and go, I don't know. I'm just a small town attorney. Sorry about your luck, man.